To show you that is a way to bring in our good friend Stephen Leeb. He is here, and I half-jokingly told Stephen, for those of you who are watching the show, and I filled in for Neil last week, that we had to book him by himself. There's no more panels. There's no more panels for you. You need a whole segment to own it by yourself. Welcome back.
So no arguing.
Well, I don't know. I could put up some sort of a fight. So isn't that an interesting point, though, that because it's almost like people tell you, don't worry about the short term. This market goes up over the long term, which has been historically true, but this guy says, no, you need to be more than just assuming you're okay in your 401k. What do you think?
I think that that's basically true, but I think there are a lot of things that people are missing, Connell. The world changed dramatically at the beginning of the millennia.
This is going to be a China reference.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's going to be an Eastern reference.
All
okay,
right.
The world is shifting east, and that's obviously being led by China.
Yes.
Now, if I asked, I think maybe 50 professionals, what has been the best performing asset since the beginning of the century,
right,
this century, I doubt that more than 3 or 4 would get it right.
What's the answer?
Gold.
Right.
Gold has been the best performing asset. Had a huge correction in 2013, but if you look at it from 2000 to 2007, outperformed almost everything. And look at it from 2007 to 2016, where we are today, has outperformed everything.
The interesting thing, if you took a really, really long-term chart of gold, this is 10 years, but if you go way, way back and do the same thing with stocks, I mean, stocks are still the far better performing asset, right?
By far.
Are you saying that's just fundamentally changing?
Yes, yes,
oh, okay.
That has changed dramatically because now the East is running the show. And just take this year. I mean, if you ask anybody, do we have strong economic growth in this world? No.
Right.
What's been the best performing asset class other than gold? I mean, a lot of gold stocks. I mean, Barrick has more than doubled. I mean, I'm so happy about that.
You know, people hear it and they say it's ingrained in our mind to say that's safe haven investing, so things must be horrible, so we invest in gold. Is it that simple, or is it currencies? We'll have a strong dollar here for some time.
We've had a fairly strong dollar, but it's not just gold. It's commodities, I mean, that have done so well. Look at Freeport. I mean, Freeport has doubled since the beginning of the year.
That's where you're saying.
Yes, and commodities in general are up, I would guess 15%. The S&P is up 2%. So this is not just a gold phenomena. This is something that's coming out of the East. Now, everybody talks about China.
Well, you do.
I do.
I mean, no, everybody does.
No. Everybody has something negative to say about China,
yes,
Connell.
Yes.
I mean,
by the way, I was in China for work about 5 or 6 years ago. Great experience, and I'm not negative on China at all, so don't try to paint me with that broad brush.
I'm not positive on the way they run their government or run their lives, and with this crazy testing and lots of things about them. I don't want them to win, but you know, they are doing a very good job. Now, the statistic that came out last night, and everybody's talking bad stuff about China. China just imported a record amount of copper. That doesn't, you know, how are they doing that? They're importing a record amount of iron ore. They're importing silver by the gads. They're importing massive amounts of gold. Silver has probably been the best performing single asset, if you had to pick one.
But you love the commodities, is the point.
I don't love, yes, but I also
strongly like.
I think that should be an asset class.
I am being so pressured, and unfairly, I might add, Stephen, to wrap this interview up, because I feel like you're just getting warmed up. I mean, that's just my
probably am, but I could talk for hours, Connell, on this stuff anyway, so don't worry.
Them up, you know? But there's signs I say in 1 minute, somebody says 30 seconds, so you're 2 minutes over, so thank you.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Connell.
Have
a wonderful holiday. Have a wonderful 4th.
No, we're not rooting for China. Sometimes it's just you're just enthusiastic, that's all. Good to see you.